you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Got an action-packed evening of stream here planned for ya. We finna beat Wolf Among Us. That is the plan. And I also don't see any reason why that shouldn't go down as I anticipate. I recall saying, after the Final Fantasy VI finale was bungled so horribly that I would never advertise a finale on this stream again. This was a very conservative advertisement. And considering I've beaten the game before, and I know about how much is left, I'm pretty confident in saying that's what we're doing tonight. But believe you me, I'm still sore from that. Holy shit. That was quite a faceplant of a prediction on my part. That fucking protracted month-long extended edition finale of Final Fantasy VI. So like I checked recently to see when I did the first stream of that game. I was streaming it casually for over a year. That's how long I was playing that game. Granted, there were like huge stretches of time during that period where I was streaming very rarely, if at all. So it's not really fair to say I was streaming it for a year. But still, if it felt like I had been playing it forever, it's because I kind of did. So, like, I also spent about, like 6 or 7 months of my life streaming all 3 of the first Mass Effect games. But, that was pretty consistently. Like, I was streaming, like, 3 or 4 times a week, and 2 of those 3 or 4 times would be devoted to Mass Effect. So that was a more condensed chunk of my life. But yeah. Anyway, rambling. How you doing? I really don't have anything I want to talk about tonight. Mostly because I can't really talk over an interactive narrative game like this with a bunch of voice acting. But regarding the playlist, it's kind of got 2 themes to it. I wanted to do like a shout out to Black History Month, so everybody on the playlist that you're gonna be hearing are Black artists from some period of time, and they're not all like historically, you know, like RUN-DMC is I would regard as part of Black history, and I've got a Muddy Waters track later that's definitely also, but everybody else is a pretty modern artist, like still making music. And also it's Wolfie, as you may have noticed from the first 3. So Black people writing cool songs about wolves. That's the theme of the playlist. Yeah. Let's get started. If I sound a little tired and out of it, it's 'cause, yeah, I don't feel very well. I just started my period, so I'm kind of crampy and otherwise unhappy and uncomfortable. And I also just had a shitty day. I don't want to get into it too much. I'm fine, but, you know. Sometimes shitty things happen. Let's see. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI was indeed a long game. And yeah, exactly. I know how many episodes are to this game. If I recall correctly, we got about halfway through, maybe even most of the way through episode 4 when I quit. And yeah, should definitely be able to get through the rest of that and the last chapter tonight. I imagine it'll take maybe like 3 hours. I started late because I just really didn't feel well. But this was definitely the best night for me to stream this week, so I wanted to try and do it. But yeah, I had to mentally and physically rev up for that. But I did, and I'm here. Hello. I'll get this out of the way here. We're going. There we go. I'm turning up the volume a little bit. I don't quite remember where I had it last time, so let me know if it's about where it ought to be. I've never looked at the extras. Oh yeah, there's a whole lore book, that's right. You can look at all the player choices again. Achievements. That's cool. If I happen to blow through this, I might go look at the lore book. I have a memory of looking at it a little bit when I first played this game, but I don't really remember the contents. Oof. Sorry, the cramping you experience at the end of your menstrual cycle, like on your period, it comes in like waves. It's not like a constant thing, so because it's like a cramp. Like that's not just like a colloquial like term for it, really. It's actually the reason it happens, the reason those muscles like hurt and cramp up like that when they're being used is because they only get used that once a month. These muscles that like squeeze all the shit out of your uterus. It's not actually shit, it's actually like the lining of your uterus, which is vascularized, which means it's got a bunch of blood vessels and shit that like get built up in it over the course of the month. The idea is that this is supposed to be where an egg would be implanted, were it to be fertilized, and that would grow into a baby. So it's really hard to grow a baby. It's very resource intensive. You need to get a lot of nutrients to it and all of that. So throughout the course of the month, that's what your body is doing. It's preparing for the possibility of pregnancy. And when you fail to get pregnant at the end of a month, God punishes you with a period. And that means, as I mentioned, these muscles squeeze all of that stuff that it built up over the course of the month out of your vagina hole. And that's how periods work. I'm really sure that so many of you wanted that explanation, and you're welcome for that. I kind of just need this to chill out a little bit before I can do anything. I'm sorry. Just like sitting here with my heating pad, like kind of slouched over. Hold on, I'll be right back. I was gonna take a bath before I started streaming, but then I didn't want to get all like wet. that sounded uncomfortable. That's how I know I'm truly like in a pissy physical state, when I don't even want a bath. Like, just in full fucking cat mode at that point. Like, I'm generally speaking pretty kind of cat-like. I'm sort of like prissy and fussy in a number of ways. There's a lot of like preening and, you know, generally speaking, looking kind of over it. But generally speaking, I'm pretty laid back, and I'm certainly usually down for a bath. So, like, if I'm being pissy about that, I'm pretty fucking uncomfortable. Okay, it's starting to subside a little bit. Sorry, if I had been in the middle of cramps like that, I would not have clicked the start streaming button, but it happened, or started to happen rather, in the middle of that Angel Haze song. I was kind of just trying to go through it. But yeah, just needed to pause for a second. Alright, let's go. Man, if I remember, this is gonna throw me into like a fucking action sequence. Like, I'm fixing to like bust down somebody's door. Yeah, that's right. Going underneath. Is this I'm assuming this is a real bridge in Central Park. Is this a real bridge? And is there actually a door under it? I mean, there's probably several bridges in Central Park, I'm assuming. I can't imagine all of them have names. I mean, shouldn't I just go in there? I should probably just go in there. Whoa! Alright.
Tim, what the hell are you doing here?
Good evening, Sheriff. I'm here to take you to the boss. Thanks, by the way, for leaving off Tiny Tim. I have to admit, when they asked me to watch the door, I wasn't sure what to expect when you came through that portal. I know you aren't here on a social call.
What is this place? Or where is it? I know I'm not in Central Park anymore.
I'm not sure. I've only ever come in through one of the portals. I don't think you can get in from the actual street. But you can't blame him for wanting to make it hard to find. I'm supposed to bring you right on in, so if you'll come this way. Look, this is the one thing I have to do. Please don't make this hard on me. I don't want to get in trouble. Will you just follow me?
All right, let's get this over with. Come on.
That's all I want, Sheriff. Thanks for understanding. This is all I'm here to do, and I don't want to mess it up. I know I'm probably the last person you'd expect to be a guard, or an escort for that matter. I was a little surprised myself when they asked me to do it.
I get it. You have a job to do. But you gotta ask yourself if you want to be involved with this guy.
Whatever you may think of him, he doesn't treat me like some broken little kid. I think he gets what it's like. He gave me a job, and I'm lucky to have it. This is the only option I've got. Just keep that in mind, maybe? Because if you and the boss go up against each other, the rest of Fabletown is gonna get caught in the middle. And if you're here, it can't be good.
I can find the door myself. You should just get the hell out of here. Things are gonna get ugly in a minute.
Leave? I told you, I have to do this.
Hey, you've been warned. Stick around, and you're a part of this, just like anyone else.
A lot of us depend on him. Some of us never get to the front of the line at the business office. But he's there. We need you, but we need him too. What we don't need is a war. Hey, Sheriff, hold up. I gotta go in with you. Can't you just wait up, Sheriff? Thanks.
Can't be mean.
Some kind of a fucking joke to you. What did I tell you? Stop laughing at me.
Oh yeah? Mate, I ain't scared of you.
Tell me who the fuck
It's
is
the
back
wolf
there.
I got a problem with.
I
needn't
don't
worry.
exactly know.
I
Just mind the
hear
door.
that.
Train before him.
Boss is there.
I'm sure he will prove
It's
himself
your boy
quite
Georgie.
handy to have in my pocket. Either he's smart enough to see this is for the best, or dim enough to do as he's told.
I say he'd be more useful killed, skinned, and made into a rug for me to wipe my shoes on. That bloody monster killed my poor brother.
He's right. He was fine when Crane was smoothing things over, but this guy off his leash is a whole other barrel of crap that I don't want to deal with.
So that's it then. Let's zip the dogs of war.
Uh-huh.
Bloody hell! This fucking guy!
What's good? You remember me, motherfuckers? Oh.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
I'm sorry, sir. He wouldn't let
It's
me.
all right, Tim. I shouldn't have expected the sheriff to give you respect enough to do your job.
What do you mean?
But you did fine.
He did his
You can go
job.
now.
Was he supposed to go in first? Fuck me. I was
See,
trying to do it right.
everyone in Fabletown has a role to fill. You just have to pay attention to what they need to help them find it. Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
All right, you got me here. Let's talk.
That was the end? Oh, fuck me.
I've heard stories about you.
Okay.
In the old days, how you
misjudged
picked off
that.
those men one by one. Oh, how they screamed. The wolf is coming. And they would wait, hiding anywhere they could squeeze their pathetic, shivering corpses. Some would just drop to their knees where they stood, close their eyes, and wait for death. And you'd give it to them. I wish I could have seen it. Oh well.
I love her. That would be a very easy cosplay. Bloody Mary. Oh man. For real, I might have to do that. I'm not sure a lot of people would get it. Well, if you I don't want to. I was about to get into spoiler territory with describing it. I won't. I'll talk about that later. How would I? Yeah. I can't get into it. That's exactly a thought I had though, Alex, is how I would make it recognizable, because it's not like her costume isn't that distinct by itself. In like her street clothes. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't remember that's how that chapter ended. I thought I was about to go do something else entirely. So 85.5% of players did not send Colin to the farm. Wow, fucking 37% of people, 36% of people tried to remove Nerissa's ribbon? Really? Did people at this point not figure out that the ribbon was what was decapitating the women? That seemed pretty apparent to me at that point, but I don't know. Maybe that wasn't as easy to ascertain as I fucking thought. Most people went to the butcher shop first. 73% of people did not send Toad to the farm. Man, yeah, I couldn't stand the thought of sending both of them, either of them, rather. Oh, wow, most people just, like, immediately got into a fight with him? You should always try to talk it out. Like, if only because that's just generally a more interesting story than, like, a, you know, bunch of quick time events in an action scene. Maybe that's just me. So yeah, this gonna be a pretty short stream, but that's fine. Also, I may have to stop somewhere, like, in the middle of things in order to take a break, rather than, like, at the end of a chapter, so I'll have to bear that in mind, because I do have more cool music to play, and I don't want to not play it, because I spazzed on taking a break. I do eventually have to pee, so that will be a physical reminder that must occur. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ow! Let's do this.
I mean, your eyes and the teeth. You're not really supposed to do that, are you?
Not if I can avoid it. No.
Holly's sister, Lily.
I just don't know what Bigby's doing. If he cares about it. If he even gives a shit.
That's why you can't tell me anything. It's the ribbon, isn't it?
We're destroying the tree. No!
We're not burning the tree, Snow.
Hey, you're not really gonna send me to the farm, are you?
I don't know. Snow will come around. She's just... the crane thing hit her hard, and she doesn't really know who her friends are right now.
Oh God, Bigby!
This time was no joke. Eat as many metal shellings as you see fit, but take just one more silver round near your heart, and the only place I'll be visiting you is the morgue.
Bigby, wait. When you get the Crooked Man, make sure you bring him back alive. He has to stand trial.
Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
His character model's great. The Crooked Man. That eye. I just fucking love it. It's got like kind of like a John Waters vibe, almost. Like fucking like bizarro, evil John Waters. That's good shit. If I did a Bloody Mary cosplay, I think I'd want to give her Woodsman's axe. That would probably help make her recognizable.
You've come a long way. You must be tired.
Huff and puff?
And if my envoys are correct, you haven't had a lot of rest recently. Please, Sheriff, relax for a moment, will you? Do you want a drink? Something to eat? Vivian makes a very nice, it's elegant. Really a carpaccio. It's lobster. Sirloin.
I'll have a fucking...
Got a scotch?
Only Tennessee whiskey, unfortunately. What do you think you're doing?
He's gonna...
Mr. Wolf is our guest, and I have every intention of cooperating. So don't waste the silver. Sit down, Jersey.
He's
well,
so
Sheriff,
scuzzy looking.
For the sake of transparency, why don't you tell us why you're here? It would help settle everyone's nerves, I think.
You forget what happened at the Pudding and Pie? You and your goons tried to kill me.
I'm truly sorry for that whole debacle. It was not my intention to put you or Miss White in any sort of danger. My wish was merely to take Crane, Sheriff. And as soon as the assignment grew out of control, I put a stop to it. I know that that doesn't change what happened to you, and I can only offer my sincerest apologies.
Crane wasn't yours to take.
I apologize if I overstep my bounds. Won't happen again. And I hope you believe me when I say, Sheriff, that I sincerely mean to make it up to you. The recent murders that have gotten such attention as of late, I don't relish telling you that they were perpetrated by an employee of mine. It's a very unfortunate bit of business, but I promise you that the matter will be dealt with internally. I just want to settle the issue for you, and to assure you that it's over with. You really don't need to worry yourself further.
An unfortunate bit of business. You're gonna tell me right now who killed him.
Sheriff, I have complete respect for you and your job. I hope you know that. But I simply can't divulge that information.
Yeah, I don't
You really
know.
shouldn't worry yourself. As I said, I've got this under control.
No, I'm gonna deal with it right now.
Yeah, right. What do you think this is? Some kind of
I
negotiation?
should have bluffed. That was a fuck up, I think.
The man said he'd take care of it. So why don't you take the hint and get out?
I'm the law here, not you. Now tell me who did it.
Or what? You gonna kill me too? Well, go ahead. You think I give a shit anymore? After what you did?
That's enough! I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but in the interest of preserving our alliance, if you have to know, it was Georgie.
Huh.
However, like I
don't
said,
know if I believe
I'd be
that.
handling the matter if you don't mind.
Georgie.
You got what you wanted, so just...
Sit down. Now.
Yeah, I killed him, so what?
No, he didn't.
You should have just kept your nose where it fucking belonged.
Georgie.
Why'd you do it? Why kill them?
Does it matter?
Look, the fact is, George here misinterpreted one of my instructions.
Misinterpreted?
And I want to make things right. So, let's work something out.
What's there to work out? I'm protected, aren't I?
Your protection has limits, and I think you've far exceeded yours. That you could murder someone in cold blood like that.
You fucking asked me to do this!
And then
you told me
attempt to
kill
blame
him.
me for it. You will be silent while we discuss what to do with you.
This is right bollocks, sis. You're just gonna let him do this?
So what do you say, Sheriff? Can we discuss
His
terms?
nose is broken.
You
That's
can have
great.
Georgie. Consider it a gift, ensuring our continued cooperation.
What the hell?
Take this fucker. Take all of them. I didn't fucking
Don't
start
make
this.
any trouble, Georgie.
I think I'll be taking both of you.
You're not taking me, you fucking ponce. What the fuck is this
You
shit?
fucking
You said you'd
ponce.
cover for us.
For minor infractions, not murder.
Just go with him, Georgie. You're gonna sink us all.
What's wrong with you people? You're really gonna sell him out just like
You
that?
think I give a fuck if I'm the one? Who the shit do you think you fuckers
surrender.
are?
Get the
fuck out of here!
I do apologize, Sheriff, but I think it's best if you leave now.
There's no way I'm going with him. Are you kidding me?
Things are about to get unpleasant, and I would rather you weren't here to watch.
You can go join that whore at the bottom of the lake for all I give a shit. But he's not taking me anywhere. I'll roll over on the lot of you before I let that shit happen.
What are you saying?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I already told you. I'm taking both of you in, so let's go.
This could have gone so well. To speak the truth, I've never been a very good mediator. Why negotiate when you can just decide?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Did I
should've
miss
grabbed
anything
one,
good?
but this probably would have ended
Well,
the
look
same
at
way.
you all fixed up.
Over here! You're done, Wolf!
Come on, we're pretty much done here.
I'd like to say it was nice knowing you, but I'll be glad to see your insides turned out.
Ooh. Shank. Get stabbed.
Oh god. This way. Come on, Georgie.
Oh, shit!
I know.
So I think maybe Georgie did do it, but he was following orders. You going nowhere. Oh. Oh shit. What is this? What is this? What is this shit Is this like how far I am? Or, I am Frogger. I think this is maybe like where the car is relative to me, that thing at the bottom. it? Is that it? Yeah.
Fuck! What was that?
It's like, I think that's the car. I don't know what this meter at the bottom is.
Oh! Take him off!
I can't.
Gun it!
Are you sure?
Do it!
He's not moving.
Keep going!
What's the point of that meter? I'm so confused.
Come on.
That was distracting. I don't know why I find it funny. It's just like seemingly senseless, novel thing at the bottom of the screen that I was so convinced I needed to be paying attention to that was like distracting me from everything that was going on. And I still have no fucking idea what it was for. Oh my god. It was probably just a timer. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's the only thing that does make sense, is that it was just an overall timer for that sequence.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it would have caused a game over if I didn't catch them in time. I didn't quite see what was over here. Yeah, done fucked up the car pretty good.
Come on. We can't stay here.
Hang on. I need a minute.
Okay. Can you stand up? It's okay. Take your time. Slowly.
It's no fucking use. No way I'm walking out of here.
How did this happen, Georgie? How did it get this?
Don't worry. Oh, fuck. Well, it won't be your fault.
Sup? Did you realize you were leaving a trail, champ?
Hello, Bigby.
What?
I hoped you'd come to your senses. Crooked Man's the one you want. But of course, you're too much of an idiot to see that. Or maybe you just like me too much to let me go. That it, Sheriff? Had to say goodbyes first.
I'm taking you in, Georgie. Let's go.
You gonna carry me?
Please, Sheriff. Haven't you done enough? Look at him. He's dying.
You can't seriously want to protect this guy. You know what he did.
I'm not going anywhere. Why? It isn't his fault.
He's a murderer. Faith and Lily, he's the reason they're dead.
Look, I know he made a few mistakes. We all have.
What? He made sure they couldn't talk with those damn ribbons, and then he killed them. You're wearing one yourself. Doesn't that bother you even a little, knowing that man murdered—
Of course it does. Those girls—
So it's all my fucking fault then?
I
You
didn't mean—
fucking— You're gonna throw me to the fucking wolf too? You know I didn't have a goddamn choice. What the fuck? I did what I had to! You can't fucking blame me for that.
Look.
Why'd you do it then, huh? If it's not your fault, then what the fuck happened?
Look, Faith and the others tried to pull a run on us. And as you can imagine, the Crooked Man wasn't too thrilled. But of course, the big boss didn't want to get his fucking hands dirty. So he told me to take care of it. You think I don't know what that means? Either I do what he says or I'm the one getting dealt with. So I fucking killed him. And I'd do it again. 'Cause it's not my fault. The crooked man gave the order. He told me to kill them. And then he fucking sold me out. The both of you can go rot in hell.
Georgie.
You think I'm the one to fucking blame?
That's not my problem.
Oh, I get it. When a pretty little girl shows up at your door wanting help, you've got all the time in the world. But when I've got something to say, it's not your problem. Well, fuck you. Go ahead and arrest me then. But it won't bring back Lily or Faith. It won't free your friend Nerissa. And I'm just the sap taking the fall for the whole thing. It must be so easy being you. Just come in here and blame me for all this shit. Job's done, right? George is the bad guy. It's all his fucking fault. But what was I supposed to do? You don't know what it's like, Bigby. How could you know? At the end of the day, you're just like him. Coming here, talking about options. Like it was that simple.
You could have done anything else. You could have let them go. You could have freed Faith and Lily from those fucking ribbons instead of murdering them.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I freed them...
Then what?
What would you have me do? Kill her?
Georgie, don't.
It was them or Vivian. So you tell me, if freeing Lily meant she had to die. Do you still think I had a fucking choice?
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
This is the original. The girl with the ribbon. I'm sure you've heard the stories. Couldn't take it off, couldn't talk about it. She used her little purple ribbon to make more of them. To keep our girls quiet. To ensure absolute discretion.
You promised you wouldn't.
All that magic is connected to this little thing. You remove hers, and the spell's broken. They're all free. But you know what happens to her? The same thing that happened to Faith. So don't you come in here and tell me I fucked up.
What the hell, Georgie? We were supposed to look out for each other. I trusted you.
You can't fucking blame me. You're not innocent here either.
Wait, so you've been helping this asshole? I thought you cared about them.
I do. Of course I do. You have to understand, nobody was supposed to die. When we built this place, it was just a stupid idea. A gimmick. Discretion is our guarantee. That's how it started anyway. This was supposed to be our place. We were gonna be in charge for once, and nobody would try to control us or use us. That was the point.
You would just control and use other people.
Man showed
what
up
the
and
fuck?
everything just turned to shit.
So, do you get it now? Why I couldn't just... If you still think it's so fucking simple, then you do it.
Sucks.
Go right ahead. Kill her then.
What are you doing?
Break the spell. Save the fucking day.
Stop it.
I told you. Sometimes all your options are shit.
We'll find another way. She doesn't have to die. Maybe the witches
Don't talk
can...
about me like I'm not even here. Please. You think
talked
this is
about
hard
those
for you?
women like they were
My
fucking
life is such a
slaves,
fucking
you
burden
cunt.
on your conscience. Don't I get a say? It's my life. Like it was either of yours to give up in the first place.
Vivian, I'm not gonna kill you.
I know that.
Wait.
I'm sick of everyone thinking that they can just do what they want with my life.
Are you gonna...
I thought it would be different here. But it's all the fucking same.
Vivian, I didn't mean...
Do you think I wanted to be this person? What I did to Faith and Lily? To all of them.
Vivian, wait.
Every day I have to look Gwen and Hans in the eye and pretend I don't care. I have to forget what I've done to them. What I took away from them. I look at Nerissa and I hate myself.
Vivian.
I can't pretend anymore.
What are you doing?
Vivian, don't. Vivian, no! Fuck! No, 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 no! Why'd you have to do that, Vivian? Vivian! Shit!
Just... Jesus.
Yeah, I got nothing, man. Fuck.
Vivian, I didn't fucking mean it. I was just... Oh!
Get up. Get up!
Don't think so, Bigby. I'm gonna die here. I think we both know that.
Yeah,
just make sure you give the
you're
crooked
right.
man the same treatment when you find him. Really fuck him up for me, alright? For both of us. You know the bastard deserves it.
Why do you care? Shouldn't you be more worried about yourself here?
Just wanted a nice image to part on. Old foundry by the river, alright? Shepherd Metalworks. He'll be there. Fucking asshole. You wanna finish me off now? Or do you plan to kick me around a little first? Rip my limbs off one by one? That's what you wanna do, right? Well, whatever it is, just get it over with.
You deserve worse than this, Georgie.
I suppose you're right. No more games, all right. We both know how this ends. Just make it quick. I know what I did.
Alright.
All right, Georgie.
Georgie will take that to the grave. I think I'm going to take a break here. I know it seems like I just started and I kind of did, but I gotta pee. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that here. Yeah. Whew. I don't know what's happening next, but that's about as good of a break as any that I'm gonna get here, I think. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I will be back in a few minutes. Hi. I have returned. How you doing? Man, that band is fucking good. TV on the radio. Band is fucking good. That's like one of my favorite songs by them. It's fucking good. I think there is one white guy in that band, so caveat on the black people making cool music about and adjacent to wolf themes. The first song I played, I met that lady, Lulu James. Once upon a time, I was living in Texas for a little bit, and I don't really know a lot of people in Texas. And the like one friend I had that would like potentially go with me to an electronic music show was not available to do that. But she had a friend who would maybe be into doing that. I had tickets to go see Gorgon City, so I was trying to get somebody to go to Gorgon City with me, and yeah, this friend of a friend was down. She was fun enough to hang out with. I kind of just didn't want to go out alone in like an unfamiliar to me place, like by myself at night, you know, yada yada. Generally speaking, not a great idea, or at least anxiety inducing for someone like me. I am planning on going to see Metric here in about a week by myself, but that's also like, you know, I live in Atlanta, I have people nearby, you know, it's not, I don't know, it's just less of an issue for me. Anyway, so me and this girl go to Gorgon City, which was supposed to be at the House of Blues, if I remember correctly. That was like the first venue that was like listed on the tickets. And we get there, and there had just been like a series of storms in the area, and a lot of people lost power. And apparently one of the places that lost power was the House of Blues. And so there's a sign on the fucking ticket booth that says like, hey, you know, this show's not here anymore. We're closed right now. And like me and this girl are just like, well, what the fuck? And fortunately there were some other people that showed up for this same show, also, you know, coming upon this realization that the show was not going to be here, at least. And fortunately one of those people followed Gorgon City on Twitter, and they said that they were moving the show to this little club called, I think, the Travis or something like that. It had a pretty douchey name, and indeed it was a pretty douchey club. And it was tiny, teeny tiny relative to the House of Blues. So like we get to this nightclub. I think we ended up having like dinner and drinks with these folks that were discovered on Twitter that that the show had moved. Yeah, I remember doing that because like there was a wait after we got to this nightclub before they started letting people in, because they had to like set up and shit. So anyway, we get in there. The show was good, like the music was good, but it was just like, I think we were probably breaking a fire code. That's like the most crowded club I've ever been in. It was basically just like butts to guts people except for the very outer edges. And I was trying to dance with my whip, which requires at least a little bit of space. It's also fortunately good at making space, because people will see that I'm doing that and they'll like step back and give me space to do it because it's cool. Like, and they want to see it and they want other people to see it. Which is nice, like, for, you know, a person who doesn't values their personal space in a fucking crowd, especially. It's nice to have something that creates that space without being too forceful about it. So anyway, so show's good. I'm dancing with my whip. I'm kind of in the back where there's actually some room. I didn't want to get all up in the fucking, you know, like mosh pit of people. It wasn't actually a real mosh pit. It's just like there were a lot of people very, very close to each other. So I was hanging out in the back near the like VIP section that was like roped off, and one of the ladies from the VIP section asked me if she could use my whip for a little bit. And generally speaking, if somebody doesn't seem too fucked up and not like dumb, I'll let them handle it for a few seconds. That has bitten me in the ass before, even with those those screening mechanisms, but I've gotten a little bit better at like intuitively figuring out who I should and should not hand the whip to. Anyway, so this lady seemed chill, and she didn't seem like she was too fucked up. And she was also from the VIP section, so like I knew she wasn't gonna take the whip and like go into the VIP section and start like, you know, hitting people with it or something like that. Like she wasn't gonna do anything too stupid. I have handed this whip to people at shows. This one guy just like straight up just started whipping it around his head as hard as he could. Like he really could have hurt somebody, and I had to just like immediately stop him. I don't know what the fuck. Why would you think that's what you should do with that? Like, how fucking stupid. Anyway, I've never seen a girl do anything that potentially hazardous with it. Anyway, so this lady takes the whip, and she goes up on stage with it, and they just like let her walk back there as though that was a totally fine thing for her to do, which you know, I didn't know if like that was because she was like in the VIP section and that's just something they let them do, but she was like on the stage with the artists, like dancing on like a speaker, like everybody could see her dancing with the whip, and it was cool. And she does that for like, I don't know, a few minutes and she comes back and she hands me the whip, and she gives me a glass of champagne from the VIP section, and it was really good. And I appreciated it. So I found out later that that lady was Lulu James, and so that's a person I met once who danced with my whip and gave me champagne. So that's a story. Yeah. I think that's about all I had to say. I'm not entirely here mentally. Sorry. I think it would be best for us to get back to game. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, am I locked into the shit? Hold on. Let's try this again. There we go. Hello, Urjak. I was just telling the story of a time that a lady danced with my whip at a show and gave me a glass of champagne, and I found out later that she was like a relatively known electronica artist who was happened to be at the show. Like I think she was touring, at least temporarily, with the folks I was seeing. That's the summary. How you doing? I'm having a pretty shitty day. So I'm hoping you're doing better than me. Having a tolerable day? Okay. Okay. That's good. I had like one bad couple of hours for a reason, and I've been, I suppose, processing that. That's been the other shitty part of my day. Alright, let's get in here. Yeah. I might have to talk to you about what happened later, actually. I think you'd find it interesting. It could probably relate to it in some way.
Of course.
I'd also be interested in knowing if this had ever happened to you before. Yeah, it's doing a good job of taking my mind off of it. It's a good game, and this portion of it is easily the most exciting. It ends with a bang. It's pretty cool. I'm excited.
So this is where they've been sending these.
Bigby Wolf. The big bad wolf.
Where's she talking from?
You used to be something.
Used to. Bish? Bish? Is she the one taking pictures of me? You creepy cunt.
They used to fear you. They'd hide anywhere their small shivering bodies would fit.
It is indeed a creepy trademark. Like I said, he's on some fucking, they're on some Bolton shit with that. Wow, making my silver bullets, are ya?
The big bad wolf.
Hey.
It's about time you showed up.
I had to take care of some things first.
Little errand boy. That's nice.
Ah, Bigby. I see you've made it here in one piece. I do apologize, but I have some business to attend to. I leave you in the capable hands of my associate. Come find me when you finish, dear.
Don't worry. This won't take long.
Get out of my way now. Don't make this worse.
Aw, he doesn't want to play.
I'm sure you'll persuade him.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Didn't your mother ever teach you manners? Or was she too busy fucking whatever breeze drifted through town? Oh, come on! Is that the best you can do?
I kind of wanted to see what she had for shit talk. I invited it, admittedly. I like her, man. You know, I think a big part of making her recognizable would be doing the Telltale makeup. If you've seen cosplayers do this, they basically, like, they use black, like, thick black lines to make themselves look animated, and it's really fucking cool. I think if I did that, it would become really apparent who I was, even if the costume isn't that distinct on its own. But that would mean I have to learn how to do that. But it doesn't look that bad. I could probably figure it out by looking at enough pictures. Yeah, exactly. 1950s pop comic art. Oh shit. That's even more impressive. That would be more difficult. I would actually need to know what I was doing with makeup in order to pull that kind of shit off, but I think I could manage a Telltale cosplay. Come dodging this?
Where are you?
It looks like I am.
Come out and face me!
Oh, God. Yeah. See, that's a bit more distinctive. Oh, she's great! Oh, she's so creepy! The sounds are, oh, they're good. They're good. Like crunchy mirror sound. Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ. Fucking fight sequence is so cool.
Hello, Bigby. You look tired.
Give me one good reason not to rip you apart right now.
This gun holds 6 rounds of I won't miss next time. Before you do anything with me, I thought I should point out a few things. Snow White wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want. You plan to do what she says, don't you?
Snow's not here. You're dealing with me now.
That may be true, but I'd advise against defying your new boss, at least for the time being. You will bring me back alive. Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community. And I'm sure Miss White would agree that I should be given a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that? I will have a trial. Are we clear?
You need to tell me right now. We're not going anywhere until I get some answers from you.
If you want answers, you're going to have to cooperate with me. Look, there's no reason for us to be at each other's throats here.
That's funny, coming from a guy pointing a gun at my head.
This is just a precaution. I'm sure you understand. I'm no murderer, Mr. Wolf. I didn't kill those women. And I think you know that. All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
Maybe you didn't carry it out, but I don't think Georgie was lying when he said you ordered their deaths.
Georgie would have said anything to save himself. We both know that. I'm a businessman, not a killer.
There's still a lot you have to answer for.
And I will, as long as you agree to my terms. Because I'm not saying another word until I'm brought before the community. I don't mean to belabor the point, but just so we're clear.
I mean, I do want to bring him in alive.
If you change your mind and decide to do something stupid, you won't get your answers. But you will have a difficult time explaining yourself to Miss White and the rest of this miserable town.
Wow, those shoes.
You're often reckless, and I worry you're not thinking of the... Let me ask you an honest question. What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth? Or do you just want to look like the hero?
This is about protecting Fabletown. When some asshole murders two of our people, it's my job to bring them down.
Then why are you here? You know who murdered them. Georgie. He's dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. You've won.
You really think I'm that stupid?
I understand you have an obligation to bring me in, but you can brighten up a little. It's over. So, shall we get going? I'd rather not dawdle. You know, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Miss White again.
All right, let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you say? Hey! I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup. I understand why she'd want to keep you around.
You're under arrest. You'll be given a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will follow.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's the more narratively complete choice. I'm not familiar with Pageant of the Masters. What's that?
I know.
Okay.
But we have to do something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing happening?
Are we sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to...
That sounds dope.
He's back.
Just a comment.
Thank God.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place.
Well, he didn't make it easy.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. He's here. We got him.
We can talk about it later. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You murderer!
You killed Lily!
She was my
Where the
sister.
fuck do you get off? You think you have the right to just do this to people? You're a fucking crook!
You should be ashamed.
Shithole.
Everyone, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder of Faith and...
As I already informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porgy who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not. Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
Don't worry about it. It's done.
Justice has already been dispatched. Bigby executed him.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for. And
I was told I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
I'm well aware of my rights, Miss White.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf.
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
Aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And kidnapping Crane at gunpoint.
He went willingly.
Yes, thank you. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're involved.
Come on, it's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's done.
Everyone just shut up for a minute. You wanted a chance to talk, well, go ahead.
What?
We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government, and most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get on with it
But we promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to let
is
him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
This is ridiculous.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh, jeez.
Are you gonna get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This is
the
such
fucking
bullshit.
Georgie seemed pretty convinced he didn't have a say in the matter.
He clearly misunderstood my intention.
Really?
I would never authorize such an act.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
You weren't being helpful. You were trying to set me up. Your people tried to kill me.
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I've protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people, use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
You're not serious. I know what you do to people. I've seen it firsthand. What you did to Faith, the way you manipulated her. Do you really think any of those girls were free? Do you really think Faith wanted to—
I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm sorry that your wife came to me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my best judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in line.
forget it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless, sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Yes, but...
Wasn't I?
You're the fucking problem here, not us.
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back. And in turn, we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
What?
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
I know what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. You can't manipulate us or these people. We're not here to talk about this.
Oh, we're not?
Bigby just
This
means
is important, and I'm glad it's being talked about.
You know why I asked him to destroy your tree. You were working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with a Crooked Man.
We've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away, but I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can. But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
Things haven't been great for a while now, but we'll do better at protecting you. From people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
That was nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the
Georgie
murders.
was working for you. Bigby got a confession
A confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town.
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this. I just
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you, for profit! Georgie
Let me
killed
just
him.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did, because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course! Where are you going with this?
Well, by that logic, Miss White should be on trial for Tweedledum's murder. Since you know Bigby works for her.
That's...
He killed a man.
That don't make him a murderer. What happened with Tweedledum wasn't Snow's fault. If y'all want to blame someone, blame me. She had nothing to do with it.
Bigby and I have already discussed his behavior that night. We're handling it internally.
Now, where have I heard that before? How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples
that was
while
fucking
under your
Bluebeard.
watch.
Under my
That
watch.
was fucking Bluebeard.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
That was Bluebeard, not me.
He was a murder suspect.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for mine.
This is completely different.
I did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own crimes.
This isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
That's
I
not
mean, a
true.
certain level of privilege should be afforded to...
To who?
This is how it's always been.
Yes. See, this is exactly
fuck
to
it
what I'm
up?
speaking. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers, judging you, treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny? Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby? Miss White!
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath, little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
What?
She has something to say, and we're gonna listen. Go right ahead.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut
what
up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish some order here.
Vivian killed herself back at the Pudding and Pie.
I'm sorry, I don't think
Nerissa! My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me. And now I can finally say...
And this just confirms it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me?
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you?
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
I could always rip your arms off first. Would you enjoy that?
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's not good enough.
There will be more if he isn't stopped.
I don't get it. So we get rid of him.
Dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not?
We should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine. Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow.
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff. Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
No.
He has to die.
Let's go out with a
Just
bang.
fucking get rid of him.
Everyone, I'm
Not this way.
Oh man! Lame! I wanted to rip his head off so bad.
There you are. I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep. You're going to miss me.
Am I?
No, I won't.
What are you? Oh my god.
Oh.
Bye. Oh, get fucked. Hey, son, how you doing?
For Lily. And Faith.
Yes. Another one of us to erase from the books.
Who's afraid? Oh, the big bad wolf. Ah, fuck that guy, though. And the sound effects in this game are so fucking excellent. All the guts, the crunching mirrors.
Oh, hi. Sheriff Bigby. Great to see you. I don't know if you remember me.
I know who you are, Flycatcher. You've worked at the Woodlands for
Hey, it's
how many
Flycatcher.
years now?
I think I've lost count. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
This fucking line.
Oh, Mr. Wolf, Flycatcher left his keys.
Right. Thanks.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Someone's gonna see you, Colin.
Did that motherfucker just wink at me? You did not. Little pig ass. Okay. Oh my god.
I'm going. Jesus.
We only have like 5 minutes.
Carry me, for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit. We forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit! Just go grab that, would you?
Sorry about all this. I tried to help.
Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'd get another chance, but Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway. I told her I had the money, but she didn't want to hear it.
Wait! Sheriff Bigby! I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her, she was nice.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, 'cause when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore.
Don't worry. You'll be a lot safer there. There's plenty of space to run around, and a nice river nearby so you can swim all you want.
Even in daytime?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Mundies seeing you. It'll be nice. Come on. It won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves.
So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Hey, Bigby. Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
How should I know?
Saying goodbye?
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
It's okay. I get it.
Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
What is it?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily. I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and I, we had this plan. We were gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Nerissa, just tell me what happened.
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Yeah. Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then... Oh, God.
Here.
Thank you. I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the crooked man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
I guess
think
it
she's
worked
right.
out in the end. Can't hold that against you.
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality. Especially after... that night, after Faith. I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
You?
I walked her over here, and I left her. Just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them.
So, that piece of fabric I found near there, that was you?
Yeah, I cut my leg trying to get over the fence.
So you started all this?
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The crooked man was counting on that. When we suffer, we do it in silence, and the world likes it that way. We just fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith, or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
It's going to be different now, I promise. Things like that won't happen anymore. Not while I'm around.
You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. Seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but they need you, Bigby. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
I don't really know where we stand anymore. Things are just different.
Huh. Things are always different. Look, Bigby. After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You protected your friends, no matter the cost. And you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the crooked man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the crooked man, it was you.
I hope I've at least done some good here.
You've changed this place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you. You're not as bad as everyone says you are. I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little
Did
Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
What was the realization they're supposed to be?
I'll see you around, Wolf.
I'm confused. I'm puzzled by what I was supposed to have realized, I suppose, at the end. I might have to look that up. That was funny. I'm pretty out of it, so I'm not shocked. I mean, not killing him in that situation was actually the cuntier move. Like, if I was really trying to be a shithead, I would have let him just suffer. But I kind of wanted to kill him, so I did that. But it was actually the nice person move. I think in that situation it was a mercy killing. Pardon. Did I give the crooked man a trial? Oh, apparently you could just fucking kill him, I guess. You and 14% of players ripped the crooked man's head off. That is a pretty fucking extreme action there. Oh my god, who the fuck? Okay, y'all, we need to find this 1.5% of players that refused to give TJ's gift to Snow White and incarcerate them because they're certifiable psychopaths. What the fuck? Holy shit. Now that's cold. I was not doing a true Cunt Wolf playthrough. True Cunt Wolf playthrough includes saying fuck you to TJ and his bug gift for Snow. Or Jack. The 1.5% of people who did not accept TJ's gift for Snow are the same people who, when a toddler hands them a toy phone, they throw it on the floor. Yes, exactly. That is exactly the horrifying fucking demographic. And when a toddler hands you a phone, you answer that shit. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christ. I guess that was about the average last thing to say. I almost went with the nihilism answer, but I needed a little spot of sunshine at the end of my playthrough. So, like, I genuinely do not understand what I was supposed to have realized as she was walking away that was supposed to make me run after her, and I'm feeling kind of dumb for that. So, yeah. Special stats. I beat Beast while he was down. I impressed Beauty with my detective skills. I laid the smackdown on Bluebeard for being a rash cunt. I gave Colin a drink and I helped him avoid the farm. Crane, you slapped him. Yes, I did. I took the crooked man back to the witching well and I ripped his fucking head off. Killed Tweedledum. I gave money to Faith. Yeah, I kicked down her door, but I didn't burn down her fucking tree. No credit. No credit for that. I ripped off his arm, and I drank with him after Lily's funeral. I made a deal with Jack. I did prevent Lawrence from dying, it would seem. I gave her a cigarette. I mean, I felt like that was the Bigby move. Like, he's not really a touch you when you're crying sort. I figured that was the more in character offering of comfort. Oh, sorry. I brought Snow with me to the Trip Trap. I brought her back the crooked man alive. I waited for Tiny Tim. Of course I did. And of course I accepted TJ's gift. Jesus. The fuck was that sound? Something apparently just became unplugged. Is my stream alright? Looks fine. Okay. I mean, yeah, I stood up for Toad when Snow wanted to send him to the farm, but it would seem that that didn't do much good. Did I slap him? I think he was being a fucker though, and he was not cooperating. He was like lying to me. Had quite a mouth on him. Whoa, Jesus. Sorry about your ears. There's no canon answer to that? Really? Are there like opinions? I just want to find out like I want to read the opinions of some nerds who have thought about this way more than I have. That's like that's basically what I'm gonna be Googling. either here in a second or after I get off the stream. It seemed really ambiguous, like wait, so are Faith and Nerissa the same person? But then, how did Faith's head end up... Also, they didn't look the same? Huh. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, glamour. But like, well then where'd she get a spare head? And like, why? I don't know, man. There was supposed to be a Wolf Among Us too that is now almost certainly not happening, so I guess we'll never know. Rough shit, man. So the segment at the end where you're with the Crooked Man in front of the crowd and you're trying to sway their opinion one way or another, that's like one of my favorite sequences in any game that I've ever played. I really like it so much. Because it requires you to, not only, it's like a quick thinking kind of social puzzle, but you have to do it in the context of like thinking about like how an entire crowd feels about something. And you have to think about this manipulative silver-tongued bastard and what he's trying to do. Because there's several points there where he's doing a good job at trying to manipulate you and trying to get you to, you know, get caught up in his bullshit one way or the other, and if you don't call him out on his shit, he probably ends up swaying the crowd. And yeah, I think ultimately that sequence ends with Nerissa coming in and sort of blowing the Crooked Man's cover. But yeah, like I'm saying I don't know how much of it is like just is some illusory choice shit. But it's still really engaging regardless, and I enjoyed it the second time as well as the first time. I think it's really neat. I like that shit, man. I would like to see more games doing that. The game industry does kind of seem to be eating itself alive lately, doesn't it? Oh no, I didn't. You got friends that work at Blizzard? Yeah. I can't say I'm not concerned about it, but it's... I don't know. I think maybe the games industry needed to have a bit of a come-to-Jesus moment with regard to how companies were running their shit. So there's a chance this might overall be a positive kind of reckoning for game development culture and how business is run, but I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are gonna get hurt in the process though, which sucks. Sorry, I'll bring the game back up here. I was just thinking, I have time to do this if I were so inclined. That's really funny that that thing at the end, like, it wasn't just something I didn't get, there's just actually not a fucking canon answer to it. Yeah, I don't really feel like doing a lot of reading out loud at the moment. Sorry. I'm pretty tired. This is cool though. It's very elaborate. Here, let me read this. It might help me get some insight into what the fuck happened at the end there. Nerissa's story never had a happy ending. She's known as the Little Mermaid, the young girl who gave up her tail and for a pair of legs in the hopes of winning the heart of a handsome prince. When he married a princess instead, Nerissa was left heartbroken. Excuse me. She made the journey to the mundane world hoping for a better life. She now dances at the pudding and pie, but each step she takes feels like walking on shards of glass. She has very little left, but finds some comfort in the company of her fellow dancers. That was not helpful. Clever Hans. Oh, I'm gonna find Jack. Jack Horner. So I guess is that the Jack who was both nimble and quick? I think maybe yes. Otherwise it was like, what, Jack and the Beanstalk? I don't think he's that Jack. Or is Jack Horner his own fucking thing? Oh, they're all the same Jack? Oh shit. Oh shit. Same universe. Same fucking universe, y'all. Son, I'm sorry. I just started my period and I had a really shit day. And I also didn't get a lot of sleep last night for a couple reasons, so I apologize. Bluebeard's Mercy? Oh, I don't wanna feel better about Bluebeard. Wait, are these just, oh, these are just bits of lore. Okay, I see. I don't feel like reading. I could actually see myself returning to this at some point. Just to read through some of this shit. it's kind of cool. But I can't. I'm sorry. I know this was a very short stream. But I'm tired. I think Alex is probably already asleep too. Bigby was the runt of the litter? Oh. I didn't catch that. That's cute. Alright. So, wow, what am I gonna play next? I guess there's maybe a couple things I was considering, but I hadn't actually given it a lot of thought until just now. Well, I had talked about doing Fallout New Vegas, so that's a thing. I could maybe get into that. The game, well, I've got probably 2, maybe 3 more streams of Goemon left. And after that, I'm gonna be doing Link to the Past, because I've never played that before, and I ain't played a Zelda in a while, and I'm supposed to be going through all the 2D ones that I never played when I was younger. Is New Vegas not good? I heard good things about New Vegas. It was recommended. I am also considering playing a Saints Row game. I've never played any of those either. And that would be taking up the slot of a serious quote-unquote game for me. It's my understanding that those games are not terribly serious in a number of ways, but they deal with adult themes, so that's, yeah. It'd be a good contrast to something like Link to the Past, certainly. New Vegas is good by the standard of Fallout 3, I see. Fallout 3 was, as I understand it, terrible. Oh, I don't know. I'll look into it. Yeah, I think that's something like that, Urchak, depending on which Saints Row you're talking about. You may or may not be going around a city dressed as a bear, beating people with a 5-foot dildo. I think that's definitely in one of them. So yeah, that sounds like fun. And I think that's all I had in mind at the moment. Let me look at what else I got. Oh, I do have Kentucky Route Zero, which I believe is a very short game. And this might actually just be like the first episode of it or the first part of it or something like that. I'm really not familiar with it. But that's like a one-off that I could do one night. I'll probably do that in the near future, because I've had this fucking like little chunk of country music ready for that stream for like months now. Oh, fucking Planescape. I am not ready to start another game that long again right now. I am not. There is a Mass Effect DLC that I want to play through. But that'll necessitate me reinstalling Mass Effect 3, which I don't even think I have the fucking hard drive space to do right now, so I'll just put that out of mind. I'm not even sure what kind of games some of these are that I have in my library. Or people, like my friends, will get like humble bundles and shit, and sometimes like send me game keys for shit that they don't want just because they know I stream, and they're like, here, you know. Like Deponia, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Dropsy? When did I get Dropsy? When did I get Dropsy? Oh my god, I did not know I had Dropsy. Oh man, I might have to play Dropsy. Oh fuck. I appreciate the New Vegas tips. I will definitely take you up on that. Deponia is a series of point-and-click adventure games with a protagonist who is a flaming douchebag. I see. I Have Life is Strange. That came recommended to me. I think I was told it is sad, so... I've got a 2064 read-only memories. I should consider doing that soon, I think. I have Braid, but y'all will not catch me playing that in public. If I ever play that game, it is going to be such a struggle bus. Oh my god. It's a very complex and, from what I can tell, kind of unique puzzle game. Yeah, I don't even know what some of these are. Beyond Eyes. Lumino City. I'm almost positive that's a puzzle game. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Transistor, I don't know what that is. Volume. I got some Star Wars games. Yeah, I have Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. I have both of those games. That'd be kind of cool. I fucking seriously can't remember the last time I played a Star Wars game. And it'd be neat to play like a story-driven Star Wars game. I honestly, I think the only Star Wars game I've ever played was that pod racing one. So that hardly counts. It'd be cool to play something with like narrative and characters and all that shit. Thanks for coming by, son. Have a good night. Or actually, I think you're in the day over there. Have a good day. You found a game that might actually get you to invest in VR harmonics. Wait, what? Oh, there was a period that's 2 sentences, and I didn't realize it. I was trying to read it as 1 sentence. You needed some punctuation, my dude. So, Harmonix made a VR game that is a cross between Musical Rhythm and Beat Saber. A musical rhythm game and Beat Saber. Oh, I think I've seen that game. Wait, I thought Beat Saber was a rhythm game. I will. I'm opening this. No. I will watch it after I get off the stream. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, I hadn't thought about the Star Wars game. That might be kind of cool. I haven't played either of those. And I've heard they're good. So that might be fun for like a... That could be a serious game. And I haven't done any like... spacey shit in a hot minute. I think since Mass Effect, have I really done any space shit since then? I don't think I have. That might be what I do next. Especially since there's like, no one has actually asked me to play Fallout, and now at least one core audience member has told me that they don't think it's such a great idea. I am to some extent a woman of the people. I understand that the stream is a dictatorship, but that doesn't mean that I don't want happy subjects. Anyway. Alright. Thank you, Urchak. I will try to feel better. I think a bath is in my future. So, that is the plan. As promised, I have a Muddy Waters song for you. If you don't like Muddy Waters, I don't know what's wrong with you. That's just like objectively some of the best music that mankind has to offer. Like, what a fucking legend, man. And yeah, that was a good game. Thank you for tuning in to see it. Happy Black History Month. And have a lovely night.